Hello everybody and welcome to a long-awaited Boomeadow build stream. We are going to be building the Rising Dominion because it has come to my attention that we will probably need it for the upcoming State of Anarchy game in the nearest future, because I would like somewhere for my players to go to. And I've had a few weeks off from map building just due to work related things, so I thought I would gift you all with a wonderful extra long stream. We'll see how long we go for. Normally on these Wednesday nights I would usually have the stream in the evening, but I thought I'd start early and see how far we can get running into this evening and see how we go, basically. I will obviously need to take breaks to go do various related family orientated things, but otherwise, yeah, your dominion is rising. Yes, so as you can see, I've already laid out the groundwork for where things should go in the world and whatnot, as well as the names of the districts. However, these districts can be up for changing and things like this, as I believe there are channel rewards for those of you who would like to name businesses and the like and things like that. So we will just get started. We're listening to some awesome music by Game Chops. I love Game Chops. If you've heard the pre-stream music for State of Anarchy and Ignition Point, that is a Game Chops mix of obviously the Pokemon soundtrack. So the Rising Dominion is the capital city of the Spring Court in the Feywild, and obviously it is where most of the shenanigans for the courts are going to be. Yes, I know, I'm aware, Evil One, that you could probably do some damage of naming of businesses and things. How is everybody anyway? It's been a while since I've just gotten to sit down and have a chat with everyone, so how are you all? I have been busy at work. So for those of you who don't know, I'm an audiobook narrator and literary editor. In my spare time, when I'm not running Dungeons and Dragons on here, so I've been working on a second book by the amazing David Parker Ross. I recommend you check it out. Even if you don't want to listen, even if you don't want to read my, listen to my version of it, obviously you can read the books. This particular book is The Awakening of Hannah Grant. It is about a rich Australian girl in a futuristic sci-fi setting. Australia has been invaded by the Europeans. I already voice one character in the series, her elder sister Stacey, and that book is That Girl from Wagga. So yeah, check it out if you like that kind of stuff. Do I like this texture? Do I like this texture? That is a question, isn't it? I want some nice grassy textures, but I think I like this one more. But if it's going to have this, yeah, the problem with it is when it has this blend See, I like the way that, see, because this has got like a pattern to it. As much as I like the colouring, I don't think it's going to work for me because of the way that it sits, basically. I might, because I like the colour of it, let's see. I might colour the... Is that better? Yeah, that's a heaps better. I like that much more. I mean, and it's not gonna predominantly look like this, obviously. I'm gonna do some flowers and things like this on this and do some really lovely blending. The thing that's actually probably going to take the longest amount of time is placing all the roads. But because this is a spring court, obviously we're going to have a lot of upper tree walkways and things like this. Anyone who is not familiar with State of Anarchy, it is a futuristic setting for the D&D sphere. A much more modern setting, and we actually get to see a lot of that come through and see how that gets to play out, basically. There are roads, there are vehicles, there are mobile phones. They're not called mobile phones, they're called etheric connectors or ECs. Might have to have a look at this here because I'm not sure I like the stark white misting that it's given it. First of the notes to make, I should probably write down what water brushes I'm using because we like to have some consistency in our maps. Now, I know there is one that has like a water texture. This one, I think. Now, let's do something about this terrain, because at the moment I'm not ridiculously happy with it. Can we turn down the intensity? That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Much happy with that. Now we do need to go in and give it some coastlines though. So for this, we'll need some cliffs. Make sure I've got the random stamps turned on, because that is what actually makes this nice and fluid and buildable, basically. Some of these on the one, shall we? While it thinks for a second. Now, part of the reason that this may be taking a little longer to load images and things like this is because I am building at quite a high scale. Realistically, I could probably turn the actual level down. This bit here is actually all very besides the point because once we get around here anyway, this is going to be all docks around here anyway, on the Nymphaea way. Okay. Yep, that's all working out. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm actually going to turn down the level of graphics because it might be interfering with the stream a little bit. 1 moment. Okay, so loading it in at a slightly lower resolution. Make that, hopefully it'll make the stream run a bit smoother. Okay, let's see if this works. So as you can see, it is a little bit lower resolution. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, it's just not as clear. I do like having it super clear when I'm trying to name things though, because that's how I end up making spelling errors, because I can't see it at the size it needs to be clear. So hopefully that will mean that things will be a little smoother for you guys. Yes, Kev, you can definitely name your port if you would like. And hello, Kev. It's wonderful to have you here. I mean, it's a name choice. Not very on brand with the overall aesthetics of the place, though. I mean, what's the... Okay. Hit me with a big rejected. Okay, we'll go with a reject. Give your points back. Now, the thing with naming things, Kev, you have to come up with the lore and history behind it. Why is it called Kevin's Big Port of Little Boats? Who is Kevin? How did he get a harbour in the Feywild? Ooh, a bit hard considering this is the capital city of the Spring Court. I don't think you can I don't think the city actually, even in real world cities, I don't think you can privatize an entire harbour. You could privatize a little beach and a cove, but I don't think you can privatize an entire harbour because that can destroy the commerce of the region. Actually, before I put the waves in, I think I might want to put in rocks. I mean, okay. What would be a standard harbour fee then for a place where, so this is the Feywild, so what would a standard kind of harbour fee be for a place of people where they barter in things like last minutes and time and breaths and very esoteric things, to be honest? What do you think would be appropriate? Yeah, they don't always deal in coins, no. Yeah, sometimes I deal in very esoteric things. Well, this is the thing. They wouldn't allow you to monopolize the harbour because then, well, actually, they would allow it. But the question is, what would Kevin be willing to pay? What would, considering it is an entire privatised harbour, therefore giving him sole control over the harbour, the cost would be quite substantial. So what would he be willing... What would Kevin be willing to pay? Yeah, it'd come down to what I suppose Kevin would be willing to part with to have such exclusive rights. Yeah, but this is the thing. What's it going to cost Kev to have... What's it going to cost Kevin to purchase exclusive rights to it? That's more the point. What would he offer the Fae that would be an appropriate cost? Like I said, if you're getting to charge others to use it because it's the local harbour, unfortunately the realities are that other people are going to have to use it. So therefore, if you are the sole owner of the property, it's going to cost you. Oh no, the Fae wouldn't. No, the Fae wouldn't do that. That you're asking them to sell you things that some of the Fae are inherently tied to the land, like the water nymphs, for example, are inherently tied to the land of this place. They would be willing to give you the rights to the harbour, but would it be for a specific... The negotiations would be for a specific time frame, or... so after a certain amount of time, do the rights rescind back to them? Yeah, but for that, you are going to have to pay something. The Fae, you don't get something for nothing, basically, with the Fae. So what would Kevin have offered them in returns for payment, basically? And here's where, for example, James and Ty had a lot of fun trying to deal with the Fae the other night. Because, yeah, what would, for those rights so that you don't have to pay harbour fees, what would have you paid the Fae for that? What do you think would be fair? Thank you, Crumbs. Yeah, I enjoy making my beaches. They're very cute. I enjoy doing it. Probably put far too much detail into water textures and details. Yeah, see, that's still paying a monetary thing to the Fae. Considering you're dealing with the Fae, for example, they would want they would turn around and ask for things like a certain period of indentured servitude, or a certain percentage of time out of your life, or it could be a certain number of breaths. It could be your firstborn. It could be that you have to pay them in something really esoteric, like you need to get them one golden apple a year. Oh, good crumbs. I plan on being here for quite a while yet, so yeah, that's more the point with why the Fae are tricky to deal with, Kev. And this is what Ty and James discovered on Saturday night. Because as Blake was told, he goes, oh yeah, I'll give you 4 healing words. You've got to be real specific with your what you're willing to give them, what you're willing to pay them. They're like in the particular world, because of the way that the Fae barter and things like this, there are people who would much prefer to, for example, deal with the demons and devils and make deals with demons and devils than deal with the Fae. Because the Fae are tricky. The Fae want to get whatever they can out of the silly humans and things like this that want to give them homage and things like that. Pay fealty, I suppose. You can pay to name a harbour, but you have to, just like with all of the things, you have to come up with the history, the lore, and things like this. The next question is, where would you like your harbour to be? It doesn't have to be this particular harbour. If you don't want to, you don't have to have the harbour directly with this place that we're building here. So we're working on Feyaware, which is the Feywild of the world. And so you could go the Spring Court, the Summer Court, the Winter Court, the Autumn Court. And then, you know, there are subsidiaries where it breaks down even further that you want to... Yes. Oh, Kev's already named it. But thank you. So yeah, Kev, where would you like your harbour to be situated? Oh, it would be specifically, well, it depends on this Kevin trader gentleman. How moral is he? Would he trade lives that he, the lives of, and the life the timelines of his employees. Okay, you guys are actually gonna do this, really? Okay. Kevin's big port of... I mean, they're not really... I mean, if that's how you want to spend it, sure. Doesn't make you not moral. Like, I mean, mining in this particular world is questionable because of what they mine, but I mean, it's more the fact of how does he regard the people who he employs? Does he see their lives as his to command and control and barter as he wishes, or does he actually care about their general well-being and make sure they want to, make sure they have plenty of downtime and stuff like this? Well, the Fae are very capricious. When they say a lifetime of servitude, they don't necessarily just mean one lifetime, your lifetime. They could also mean your entire bloodline, basically. So everyone born to your bloodline after the fact now belong to them, kind of thing. So not only that, some Fae straight up eat their servants, or some see their servants as toys. It really depends on the Fae. There are plenty of Fae that straight up trick people, eat them, drown them, like the Nuclevi. The Nuclevi is a type of Fae. You've probably heard of the water horse, basically. They look like regular horses on the edge of the water, and they trick people into getting on their backs, and then they enact their Fey magic to make it so that their victim can't get off their back, and then they go into the water with them and drown them. So it really depends on the Fey that you're selling them to. I mean, basically this city is run by Archfey, so yeah, the city is run by Archfey, so who knows? Say normal with blend mode. I want to make it blurry. No, we'll go with object. Object. There we go. Let me know if that music's too loud. I've decided to try and change it over and see if that makes a difference to the lag. We love it when my stream ends up with 5,000 little pieces. Yeah, let me know if that's too loud and I'll turn it down a bit further. I usually have it about there. Too loud, make it louder. What would you like me to do? Have to see how we go with the stream itself. Dropping frames is great. The thing that makes me rage quit and not stream my map build. We'll see how we go. We love that for me. The disconnecting stream, we love that. Welcome back, everybody. I apologise. For whatever reason, my internet goes through phases. Yeah, I know. It goes through phases. Like, ignition point, streamed perfectly. Yeah, ignition point, streamed absolutely perfectly. State of Anarchy this week, streamed perfectly. And yet, the minute, the only thing that will have changed as to what might affect it is Drop Bear is home from his job, and obviously his phone and everything connects to the Wi-Fi. And that is the only thing that I could think of that it could possibly be. So yeah, we go through phases where the stream just goes, no, not today. And it's so frustrating for me because obviously I end up with all these little cuts of stream altogether that I then have to then go cut and paste together so that I can put it on YouTube and things like that. But yeah, no, it's wild. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Well, this is super frustrating that it keeps disconnecting. Unfortunately, if this is going to keep doing this, I might actually have to end up finishing up. Should I persevere, or is it just as frustrating for you guys as it is for me? Let me know. Because I'm happy to try and persevere and all that kind of stuff if you guys are still enjoying and want to keep watching, obviously, but let me know. Because obviously this is super frustrating. It is super frustrating. Should I try and persevere, or should I just call it and try again later? What do you guys think? Because I'm happy to do whatever. Because, yeah, it's not really worth it if I'm just going to have 5,000, like, little excerpts of bits and pieces. Well, should I try and persevere, everyone? Because I'm already getting notifications that I'm dropping frames again, so thoughts? Is it really irritating that it's choppy as hell? Alright. Any other opinions for anyone else who is watching? Is it frustrating for you guys too? You return from being yelled at. We're just, yeah, hospitality's great, Crumbs. Oh, it's fantastic. We're just debating over the fact, because my internet is super unstable and we're getting lots of choppiness. Whether we call it quits for now and try again later, or do I just persevere? That's the question. Might end up having to put the map stream on hold for a little while until I can figure out what's going on with my internet, but I don't know if it's going to get any better. Not 100% sure. Thoughts? Okay. I mean, if you guys are happy to try and persevere with it, I'm happy to continue, but I know already that I've just got another notification that's dropped yet another frame. And it just keeps doing this. It keeps cycling through this. And the worst part about it is that it's not consistent. Like over this weekend, it was absolutely fine. So yeah, it'll be fine. And then I'm not sure if it's just the additional systems that have come into play of the fact that, yeah, so if you want, I'll just zoom out. So this, at the moment, this is what we've got in terms of the whole thing. If I turn on the background layer, so this is kind of what we're working off. This is a randomly generated map, and I go through and I generate all of my maps initially and just kind of keep cycling through until I find one that I feel looks good, fits with what I'm trying to do. Now obviously it's not going to look 100% like that, because obviously I do it with my style and stuff. And this is a Fey town as well, so there are going to be lots of built up tree areas and whatnot. So we're just about to work on the docks here. It's just super frustrating having the stream drop out repeatedly, and this is the first time I've had it happen with my map building stream. Normally it doesn't do it with the map building stream, but it has been a while since I have actually streamed my map builds. But I mean, not a lot has changed in the household. So I don't know if it's in the household. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it could be. But I am open to suggestions. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's the worst part. It could literally be because of the weather and the Australian internet, and yeah, just deciding that it doesn't want to. I mean, we have been okay for the last 2 streams, but I bet you State of Anarchy this weekend is going to, it's going to happen again. It's going to be like this, where it just breaks up, and I don't know if it's because, well, and this is the thing, it could be we've got too many devices that for whatever reason, our internet just doesn't like it. Like, we've got the speed, like, you know, we're on a plan that we're supposed to be getting a decent speed and stuff, but doesn't make a difference if the actual internet is terrible. Yeah, and it's we have more than enough capability that it should work. But yeah, just like you said, because sure, why not, I guess. I didn't need the internet. Just arbitrarily decides all of a sudden, you don't need this, you're not using this. And you're like, well, actually, computer, I was using that and I would like it back, please. We'll see how it goes. If it dips again, I might put off, because I don't normally stream my map build this time of the day, so but if it dips again and we end up with another restart or whatever, reconnecting, I might end up which is stupid. It is absolutely stupid. But yeah, if it disconnects again, I might call it there, and then I'll see if I can get it up and running again tonight. I'm not holding my breath, unfortunately. I'm fairly fortunate that I don't think I'm going to need this particular map this Saturday. But it really depends on what the group's doing. I hope for everyone who watched as well, I hope you enjoyed the beginning of Ignition Point, which is the homebrew D&D campaign that I run on Mondays fortnightly. And it's got some wonderful players in it. Yeah, you would think, considering that Australia invented Wi-Fi, we would have, better internet. But then I remember we have geriatrics running the government, so they don't really know how the internet works. And the fact that the old copper system that Australia is running off of just isn't up to the task of what it needs to do. That's always the way. Yeah, you got to go through and retouch things, and even the maps that I've got, I end up retouching as well, because sometimes they just need work. I'm usually pretty happy with the result. I've really been enjoying my little terrain maps I've been having to make. Because but I do follow a couple of Patreons as well, that if I need certain battle maps or whatever, I do support. I believe I think one is DeMille's. Just check. One is DeMille's Wondrous Works. They have some really, really beautiful maps. And I'm the kind of nerd that I like some really nice detailed maps. So... Bear with me 1 second. I will be right back. One moment, please. I'm back. Yeah, so indecisive with names, that is a problem that I too have, which is why I offer it as an option for viewers to name businesses and things like this. The problem I have with that is I have people like Evil One and just any of my players, to be honest, who they love naming stuff. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But sometimes they just name things and I'm like, why would you name it that? Why would you do that to me? You know, like, it's an interesting choice. I don't hate it, but just why? You know? But it is good because obviously, you know, I like being able to involve... I like being able to involve people in the process, so... Didn't mean to do that bit. I do hope, Crumbs, that you're enjoying watching Uzu and the boys actually discover TTRPGs and actually getting to see the way they play. They are chaos, absolute chaos gremlins, though. Which, of course, we love a good chaos gremlin. In fact, a good chaos gremlin is a predominating factor behind some of the choices in character. Like there is a chaos goddess. She's delightful. I mean, trying to keep things gender neutral is difficult. It is one of the reasons we discussed. I think we kind of discussed this a little bit. That's it. I think that's. I have reached peak frustration. Absolute peak frustration. I'm done. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to call it there, and with Twitch telling me my mental state, which is unstable, thank you, Twitch, my internet as well as my mental state. See, mine's telling me that, according to what I'm looking at, I'm not transmitting at all, apparently. It's come up with the stream ended banner from what I can see, so... And it just hasn't come back. Weird, because, you know what, I'm just going to close the Twitch window. And I'm relying on the powers that be. You tell me if I'm coming across loud and clear, I guess. You know what? I'll have a look at it on... I'll have a look at it on my phone. Get that up on my phone, why don't we? Make sure the sound's turned off. Oh, if it's showing, it's showing. Okay. And this is the thing. I don't know what you guys can see, but apparently everything's working fine. Alright. We will continue, I guess. So, where were we? Yeah, love a good chaos gremlin. Well, this is the thing. I don't think Ty and the boys playing a non-chaos. I can't imagine Ty playing a character who is not intrinsically chaotic. Just because I think that's just Uzu's nature. Yeah, I just think that's Uzu's nature, and you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm a big part of the reason I wanted to run Ignition Point was Steve and Kev had never played D&D either, so I went, what better way to give them a chance to actually experience D&D, see what it's like. You know, they may end up absolutely hating my style. Yeah, exactly. I think it's intrinsically in Ty's nature to be an absolute chaos gremlin. So I don't think we would have been able to avoid that. I absolutely love Budge. I love what Steve is doing with the character. And I really look forward to seeing what they're going to do. I mean, I'm just inadvertently, not that we're playing it at the moment because we're working around Evil One's work schedule. But my characters of late have been quite chaotic in general. That's kind of part and parcel of a wild magic sorcerer, I think. Because yes, my little frog character is indeed a menace to society. Hen. Yeah, no problems. Well, that is good to hear. Yeah, I don't miss my hospital. Well, I do and I don't miss my hospitality days. I really enjoyed working in the industry and everything. It's just not really compatible with my lifestyle now, unfortunately. So, and I've done a fair chunk in hospitality. I've worked front of house. I've worked. I'm a chef as well, so I've worked in room service. That was fun. Yeah, I've done waiting, bartending, been a barista. Yeah, I started out as a chef and I moved to front of house. So, because yeah, I'm a qualified chef. I got a really weird resume basically of what I do or have done. I'm a qualified chef. I'm a qualified beauty therapist. But yeah, now I work as a voice actor and audiobook narrator. So, and literary editor. So, just all kind of random stuff that's kind of just managed to drift my way, and I've really had a really interesting life because of it. Down, but I'll just now, according to this, these are a little too close for my liking, so I'm gonna let's have a look, shall we? Head down to the Fey assets, I think. Yeah, I've worked in big hotels like that too, so lots of moving around, doing lots of really cool stuff, but at the same time just I think that was one of my favorite things that I actually did. Obviously working on the buffet back when I was a chef. During the week, we would have display cooking basically on the buffet, and so yeah, I'd stand out there in front of people and actually cook in front of them. They could talk to me, they could chat with me, and yeah, that was fun and terrifying. None of the male chefs wanted to do it because the idea of sitting there talking to people made them want to end themselves. So yeah, I got the straw with that one. Please forgive me if you can hear me eating. I'm just eating a nut bar of some description. What does it say? Carmen's roasted nut bar, dark chocolate espresso. Really like these ones. And yes, I apologize, but I am hungry, so... Go like this, I think. I don't think I want to do that. Hello, Cosmic Purge. How are you? It is wonderful to have you here. Oh, well, I'm sorry you're tired. I hope you are going to manage to get some rest and drink some water, look after yourself and all that jazz. And hopefully just getting to spend some time listening to some chill music, relaxing, can help. Crazy D&D stories. Always crazy D&D stories. Plenty of crazy D&D stories. But it really does depend. What do you define as crazy D&D stories? Because I've had 6 years to compile essentially a whole heap of stories in a world. So my world is a homebrew setting. Custom built by me. And obviously with the help of some wonderful players. Yes, I apologize for the ads. Probably anything the boys do. They haven't really done anything too terrible yet. That's the thing that I find interesting. But not only that, they have been, on Monday night, they were the first party I've ever had in my whole 6 years of running that actually took the time, sat down, took the time, and went and investigated before just running off and you know, getting their quest and running off to you know, just do the job so they get paid. First time in 6 years that's happened to me. And frankly, I loved every minute of it. It was amazing. They were amazing. So. Oh, nice. 11th level. 11th level is an interesting level to be at too, because it's such a middle of the range thing. And I don't think there's such a thing as a simple player. because everyone plays differently. And as I have discovered, all styles are important. Oh, that's exciting. Do you have a favourite of the two to play, or you enjoy them equally? Ooh, I want to hear more about that. Just give me one moment. I will be right back. Would you like me to leave you on the zoomed out map, or would you like me to put you to a BRB screen? Because I just need to quickly run and do something quickly. I'll leave you on the map then. Give me one sec. I'll be right back. Okay. Tell me more about these crazy tabaxi ideas. Oh, that's awesome though. I love it when stuff like that happens. That's really cool. Sounds really, really badass. Oh, sweet. I love it when that happens. See, I love throwing pets at my player characters. They get annoyed at me. Because they're like, no pets. And I'm like, well, I put them there. If you interact with them and adopt them, that's on you. Sweet. I'm glad you weren't charmed by the siren song. That is definitely helpful. Oh, and on that note, I actually do have to run. Otherwise, my children are going to be wondering why I haven't picked them up from school yet. I will actually be back later tonight with my usual stream. We'll be doing more of this, so if you guys are still around, feel free to jump in, say hi, have more of a chat. I will, be back a bit later. But otherwise, if you can't make it, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, you are getting plenty of rest, looking after yourself, not getting sick because Australia is about to go into winter, so stay healthy, hopefully stay sane, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are in the world. I will see you a bit later for more of this map building, and hopefully the internet will be playing a bit nicer later. So otherwise, I will talk to you then. Oh, see, that's awesome. I love it when a good nat 20 saves the day. But otherwise, thank you, Cosmic Purge, for stopping by, having a chat. It is always wonderful to have you here. Crumbs, I hope the rest of your day goes well. I'll be back a little bit later. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.